Here's a test. We've got a pool, big program, lots of kids going on. Now, there's a lot of bad things going on here that we're not going to talk about. All right? The question I have for you is, if we're lifeguarding from here, can you identify the child who is drowning? What are some signs of drowning right out of the textbook? Okay, in distress, what does that look like? Vertical. Okay, vertical position in the water. How many people have a vertical position in the water? All of them. What else?
Little forward movement.
Little forward motion. Who is making little forward motion in that pool? Everybody. What else?
Well, that's hard because you're not close enough, really, what I would say. But I always think, look at people's eyes.
Look at people's eyes. That's great. Absolutely. We want to look at people's eyes.
Because
they're going to look. Their facial expression. That's different. Absolutely. And that takes some really close focus, right? Anyone found the child yet? By the laps? Where? I don't have a pointer, but I'll point it out to you. This is Jimmy, right here. What he did is he walked from here. He's a non-swimmer. There's a bench on this side. I said there's a lot of problems here. Then tried to go around someone, fell off, and got into water that's too deep for him. But not that deep. He can hit the bottom and bob himself back up. But every time he does it, he swallows a little bit more water, and he gets more exhausted, and he can't figure out where he's going. He's actually getting a little bit deeper in the water and closer to that lifeguard stand without a lifeguard in it. I've told you there's a lot of issues with this. However, the lifeguard at the bottom right now is counting the people. He's paying attention. There's no doubt about that. But what's he looking for? Well, if he's looking for someone on the bottom, there's a problem there. I don't have the picture included in this slide, but he can't see the bottom from his position. We absolutely want you looking for people on the bottom. That's the last ditch. If they're down there, we need to immediately react. But when we're not, now the two folks that just went up to him are two parents who are actually chaperoning these kids. They ask him to keep an eye on him. They say, I don't think Jimmy should be out that far. The lifeguard looks out, sees him kind of bob up and down, and says, I think he's doing all right. Now he's starting to get a little bit slower as he's bobbing. He still can't get anywhere. You see the gentleman pointing at him and now looking at some other kids and talking with the lifeguard, and I don't think Jimmy should be out that far. You can see him point to him right there. He's still out there, and he's still managing to every so often get his head up. But at about this point, he goes under. You see the woman pointing right to him, and the lifeguard still doesn't believe it. Still doesn't believe it. Now he's underwater, and people are going past him.
Isn't the parent going in?
You see the parent going, he was bobbing before, and he's not. They're telling the lifeguard. The lifeguard's watching him now and is now realizing, okay, he's been down there a little bit. He's not coming up. Watch this, I call it in-service-like rescue. He blows his whistle, strides in, makes his way over. He doesn't believe this kid's in trouble. As soon as he gets him off the bottom, he realizes that he is unconscious and blue. Watch what he does. Taps him dunks him a little bit. He can't believe that he's not doing okay. How long, well, let me tell you what happens first. They pull him out, and it's difficult to see from here, so it actually stops. They're clearing the pool. They pull him out, open up his airway, and before they can give him a rescue breath, he vomits. Vomits, they kind of put him to his side, start clearing the airway, and as they're clearing it, they hear him start breathing and then start crying. There's a great sound, right? He's crying, he vomits a little bit more. He had a lot of water in his stomach, but he's doing okay. EMTs are called, they arrive, and they take him to the hospital where he stays overnight for observation, but he's sitting up and talking when he leaves this pool. So we had a positive outcome to this. But how close was it? How long was he underwater after he last came to the surface? Did anyone tell? About 40 to 45 seconds, which is longer than we'd like, but not forever, which is good. 40 to 45 seconds, we still have a very good chance of this kind of outcome. How long did he bob around in distress? About 2.5 minutes. At 2.5 minutes of him being panicked.
Family or friends around here of the victim? Anybody know the victim? Yes, lots and lots of salt water. Harvey? Harvey?
In the summer of 2005, Yoni Gottesman's parents took him to a summer camp. It was supposed to be a fun and exciting experience. It was promised to be a safe experience. Instead, on his first day at camp, little Yoni drowned. What you are about to see is taken from the security camera at the Cathedral Oaks Athletic Club where the camp was held. The video contains graphic and disturbing content, and viewer discretion is advised. Beginning shortly, a gray-colored tracking circle with the letter C above it will appear around a Cathedral Oaks Athletic Club camp counselor, Sam Shipley. Shipley was in the pool with Yoni Gottesman and aggressively dunked little Yoni underwater numerous times before he died. A red-colored tracking circle will appear around Yoni. The tracking circles will follow these two throughout the video. COAC counselor Shipley dunks Yoni underwater. COAC counselor Shipley dunks Yoni underwater a second time. COAC Counselor Shipley dunks Yoni underwater a third time. COAC Counselor Shipley dunks Yoni underwater a fourth time. COAC Counselor Shipley dunks Yoni underwater a fifth time. COAC Counselor Shipley dunks Yoni underwater a sixth time. COAC Counselor Shipley dunks Yoni underwater a seventh time. COAC Counselor Shipley dunks Yoni underwater an eighth time. COAC Counselor Shipley dunks Yoni underwater a ninth time, this time with another child. COAC Counselor Shipley dunks Yoni underwater a 10th time, again with the other child. COAC Counselor Shipley dunks Yoni underwater an 11th time, again with the other child. The COAC lifeguard on the far side of the pool, David Marin, leaves his station. COAC Counselor Shipley dunks Yoni underwater a 12th time, again with the other child. COAC Counselor Shipley is surrounded by numerous children, including Yoni. He swims away toward the lane line, and they swim after him. COAC Counselor Shipley turns around as he gets closer to the deep end, and the children chase him back towards the steps. Yoni desperately attempts to reach COAC Counselor Shipley, but Shipley continues to dodge the children. After Shipley deserts him, Yoni is unable to make it to the wall. He stops moving approximately 5 feet from the wall and begins to float face down. COAC lifeguard Marin returns to his station. The COAC lifeguard on the near side of the pool, Michael Bowen, leaves his station for approximately 21 seconds to clean off a kickboard. Yoni has been floating face down for 1 minute. COAC lifeguard Bowen is playing with adjusting the umbrella at his station and not watching the swimmers. COAC lifeguard Bowen turns away from the pool for approximately 16 seconds to adjust the parka jacket on his chair. Yoni has been floating face down for 2 minutes. Yoni has been floating face down for 3 minutes. Yoni has been floating face down for 4 minutes. Yoni has been floating face down for 5 minutes. Yoni has been floating face down for 6 minutes. COAC counselor Shipley plays with children right next to Yoni. COAC lifeguard Marin leaves his station to get a soda. He does not return until after Yoni is pulled from the pool. Yoni has been floating face down for 7 minutes. At the same instant, COAC counselor Shipley dunks a child very near Yoni, but takes no notice of the motionless figure floating in the pool. Children close to Yoni go underwater to look at him, then yell to COAC lifeguard Bowen and counselors. Yoni has been floating face down for 8 minutes. A female COAC counselor on the pool deck points out Yoni to lifeguard Bowen, who still had not taken any notice of him. COAC lifeguard Bowen jumps in the water. COAC lifeguard Bowen pulls Yoni from the water and places him on the pool deck, after Yoni had been floating right in front of him for more than 8 minutes.